Planned, anticipated, and unexpected moments happen to all of us. In this episode, I'm going to address the question, what are moments that matter? When do they occur? Get ready. I want to give you insights into some things that maybe you've never really understood or thought about deeply before. So my name's Doug Andrew, and frankly, most people have connected with me through more than 48 years by coming to a lot of my educational events or reading my books because they're curious about financial strategies that I teach, how to optimize assets, minimize taxes, and so forth. But this channel is called Three-Dimensional Wealth because I focus on all three dimensions of what I call authentic wealth. The financial dimension is just one of them. It's really like a three-legged stool. The other two legs are foundational assets and intellectual assets. Foundational would be your relationships, family, your beliefs, your values, your heritage, your talents, unique abilities, and so forth. Whereas the intellectual dimension is the education, the wisdom and knowledge, your experiences, and your reputation, your methods, systems, traditions, alliances, ideas, and skills. Now, in this episode, I'm going to address something that I got a huge insight, epiphany, aha, from one of my dear friends, a coach, Dr. Robert Cooper. He's a neuroscientist and author of many books. And one day we had a discussion about moments that matter, and I got a ton of epiphanies. So what are moments that matter, and when do they occur? I'm going to use this to help you understand this concept. Every day there are moments that really matter. Now, some days there might be 100 to 200 of these moments. Sometimes they're just a few seconds long. Maybe other days, if you think about it, you think, well, no, there might have been a dozen or maybe 25. It doesn't make any difference. These are moments that matter that occur on a regular basis for all of us. So when we talk about this, Dr. Cooper taught me to move away toward embracing moments that matter, because most moments that we experience on a daily basis go unsensed, and I want to move from unsensed to the sensed, toward that. They go unseen, and you want to go to seen. They go unseized moments. You want to be able to seize them. So we want to move away from unsensed to the unseen to the unseized to the sensed, seen, and seized in this mental process, so you don't miss these moments that matter. So the next concept is to understand what are, three basic types of moments that matter. What is a key moment, and when do they occur? Well, throughout a person's normal day, we have those that are sort of planned, okay? So you have planned moments, appointments, you're going to get a haircut, your hair done, you're going to go physical therapist, you're going to go to the office, work, meet with clients, meet with patients if you're a doctor or a dentist. So these are planned. Then you have anticipated. This is where maybe you have people that you know are going to come in because maybe you have an opportunity where people can pop in or ask you questions, or you are teaching an educational webinar or whatever. And so these anticipated moments are when people are going to ask this question or that question or whatever. And so you mentally prepare, you anticipate certain moments, or when you're going to leave, and maybe you have a habit of kissing your spouse goodbye, or when you come home greeting them, or having dinner at this time with your spouse, or having family prayer, whatever. These are sort of anticipated moments that matter. But here is the third one, and these are unexpected. You didn't see them coming. These are accidents. This is when you get a phone call and your spouse says, Johnny fell, he's got to have stitches. Can you drop whatever you're doing and rush him down to the emergency room? The school is waiting. These are just unexpected moments. Maybe you have a fender bender, and so while you're waiting for the police to arrive on the freeway, you're late for your appointment or whatever. So there are planned, there's anticipated, but then the unexpected moments, you didn't see them coming. coming. So how do you deal with these moments? It makes all the difference in the world. So what Dr. Cooper said is, when you have your planned appointments, the family prayer, scripture study, whatever, those seem to go along pretty good and they're smooth. The anticipated is when, like I said, you have certain routines or habits or what have you. Those are pretty easy to deal with, a little bit easier than the unexpected, but maybe not as easy as the planned. But see, the unexpected that you did not see coming, these are the crises. These are where you can choose to be upset, but you're not obligated to be, and so forth. So it's how you handle these moments that makes all the difference in the world. The brain, Dr. Cooper taught me, actually keeps score, whether you think it is cognizantly or not, on how you handle these key moments. And so he taught me that you can get negatively entangled in pressure-packed moments, and you just automatically react, and you sometimes get angry or you snap back at your child that's interrupting you while you're on the computer or on a phone call or whatever. And so that neural negativity becomes sort of the resistance. The resentment becomes general. That's just the way I am. You don't interrupt me. Yeah. Well, pretty soon kids will stop even coming to you if that's your general way that you react. Or do you use moments as catalysts to become better than ever and even more engaged and quickly and constructively engage in a moment that matters, and that neural positivity and learning and growth becomes general? And this is where you want to go toward, okay? If this is already resonating with you, I haven't even gotten to the good part. But if you can think of somebody who ought to watch this episode, be sure and share by clicking on that link, post a comment, click like. But most importantly, I invite you to subscribe to this Three-Dimensional Wealth channel. It's free, and be sure and click that little bell, because then you'll be notified every time I post a new episode. And for example, I have 5 episodes that I have on this particular concept of moments that matter, and I don't want you to miss out. But there's a lot of other educational videos. I have over 700 on this channel. And I want you to stay with me to the end, because I want to gift you a copy of a 200-page book that will help you understand this even more. So stay with me to the end, and I will share with you how this all comes together. And I invite you to search this channel for other topics that are related. So let's talk about these moments that matter in a little bit different light. I mentioned you can be proactive or you can be reactive. So I call the proactive approach to moments that matter. I sort of give it a name. When wisdom calls, I used to say, don't give it a busy signal. Well, people don't get busy signals anymore. Don't let it go to voicemail. And so many times I have been guilty of doing that. And the other type of moment that matters, which is more reactive, would be what I call split-second turns. There are 2 episodes on this channel. One talks about this one, proactive moments that matter, and reactive, the split-second turn. So be sure and search those and watch those episodes. But let me simplify either one of these 2 moments that matter, like Dr. Cooper did for me. He created this little card, and you may have a hard time seeing this, but I'm going to explain it to you because it's basically 4 steps, and it's really so simple. Dr. Cooper calls this the one habit that transforms all the rest. If you develop this habit, and I have an episode on how you can develop a habit in less than 60 seconds. But this is a habit that has been life-changing for me, and here's why. What I strive to do is be present in every moment during a day, and that's sometimes tough to do. But recognize that I am here in a moment. Be able to recognize, this is a moment that matters. I may be reading the newspaper or being on my computer, and a child or grandchild comes up, and instead of when they interrupt me, Grandpa, I have a question. If you go into this reaction that's automatic, this mindless reaction state where you resist change and you say, how many times have I told you not to bother me when I'm on the computer, I'm on my phone? Pretty soon they'll stop bothering you and they'll go to their friends for those real important questions. that you really wish you could have answered. So don't get into this mindless reaction state where you get entrenched in, that's just the way I am. No, you recognize, you notice, this is a moment that matters. My grandchild's coming up. You pause, that's number 2. You take an instant to spark curiosity. I wonder what's on their mind. Notice, pause. The third step is you lean in to what's possible. I love that. You lean in to what's possible in this few seconds or minute or two as you stop and you listen to your grandchild or your spouse or your client, okay, or a student, whatever. You lean into what's possible, and then the fourth step is you become better, more attentive, more empowered. You lift. You help them gain clarity. You make sure they feel safe and that you care and that you have something that you want to do to be able to help them gain clarity. You love them. You care for them. Simply notice, pause to arouse curiosity, lean into what's possible, and then become better. A better listener, a better communicator, more interested in other people. It's about them, it's not about you. That's probably the greatest advice I can give you. So recognize those moments that matter. There are dozens that happen every day. Use this process and you will get into this super fluid state. You will move toward to where you can sense them. You can see them, you can seize the moments that matter, and you will be an influence for the better. So here's how you can claim your free copy of my book, Entitlement Abolition. So again, I ask you to look at some of the other episodes that are related to moments that matter. But I want to gift you a copy of this 200-page book, Entitlement Abolition. It's one of 12 of my books that I've published, but I think this is a good starter one if this video is resonating with you. And in this 200-page book, I talk about concepts like this. And when you read and learn, and then you get insights, there's also options there to listen and learn and watch and learn, but you contribute a nominal amount towards the shipping and handling, and I cover the rest of that, and I'll pay for the book. It retails for $20. You simply go to entitlementabolitionbook.com or just click on the link below. And again, claim your free copy. And then there are options there. There's even an 18-hour masterclass that you can subscribe to at a substantial discount, and other educational events that we teach on a virtual basis, or you can come to a live event. We do them almost on a monthly basis. But I want you to be able to learn things like this that are life-changing to empower you and those that you care about with a brighter future.